Manchester City's new signing Omar Marmoush bagged a hat-trick in 13 first-half minutes in a 4-2-0 rout of Newcastle United in the Premier League on Saturday. Making an emphatic statement after arriving at the club last month, James McAtee added a late strike for Pep Guardiola's side, who climbed to fourth place in the standings on 44 points with their biggest league victory at the Etihad Stadium this season, while Newcastle slipped to 7th on 41. The way we played, we remembered what we were and what we have not been this season, Guardiola said. We always try, but sometimes we cannot do it. We need to win these games to qualify for the Champions League. We have to make this kind of performance to send our people home happy. Marmoush gave the hosts the lead in the 19th minute when City goalkeeper Ederson launched a long pass that defender Kieran Trippier misjudged, and the Egyptian lobbed the ball over the onrushing Martin Dubravka. The 26-year-old doubled his tally 5 minutes later when he latched onto a pass from Ilkay Gundogan before firing in a low shot that took a slight deflection off Trippier. The striker completed his hat-trick in the 33rd with a blistering shot from 12 yards out, when Savinho found him in acres of space. Amazing day. The feeling is crazy, Marmoush said. And the 3 points, we came in from the first minute and got the job done. It was all fast-paced. I was really happy to help the team. McAtee struck in the 84th, 9 minutes after entering the game, volleying home from Erling Haaland's near-post flick from a corner. There were some tense moments when City's goal-scoring machine Haaland pulled up holding his knee, while a distraught-looking Guardiola held his head in his hands. But after receiving medical treatment, he was able to walk off the pitch, playing with more confidence than they have shown in weeks. City attacked in waves against a Newcastle side, who looked nothing like a team who had won 12 of their previous 14 games across all competitions. City had 7 shots on target to Newcastle's 1, including a shot from Savinho after a 1-2 with Phil Foden that Dubravka managed to save. Marmoush's emergence, a genuine attacking threat, after City paid £59 million to sign the striker from the Eintracht Frankfurt, is a big boost for the injury-hit team, who lost defender Manuel Akanji on Wednesday for 8 to 10 weeks to an adductor injury that required surgery. Marmoush, who had only made the previous league appearances for City, has been a breakout star in Europe this season, scoring 15 goals in the Bundesliga to trail only England international and Bayern Munich forward Harry Kane in the top scorers chart. He received a standing ovation from the delighted Etihad Stadium crowd and high fives from teammates when subbed off in the second half, and then walked proudly into the tunnel with the match ball tucked under his arm after the final whistle. Newcastle have not got the better of City in a league game since a 2-1 victory in January 2019, and have never won a league game at the Etihad. It was a tough game. They are still the toughest team to play against. We were not at our best today, Newcastle boss Ed Howe said. They asked so many questions of you, put you under pressure. They did not have a bundle of chances, but they did what they needed to do. Midfielder Mikel Merino scored 2 late goals to keep Arsenal's Premier League title hopes alive with a 2-0 victory at Leicester City on Saturday. After the Spaniard was thrust into a makeshift center-forward role by his club's injury crisis up front, Arsenal moved to 53 points from their 25 matches, for behind leaders Liverpool having played a game more, while Leicester remain in the relegation zone with 17 points from their 25 fixtures this season. Substitute Merino rose ahead in teenager Ethan Nwaneri's cross from the right in the 81st minute, before tapping home unmarked at the back post when Leandro Trossard's inviting ball picked him out 6 minutes later. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta told me I would come on as a striker and to make sure I play to my strengths. It is the first time in my career that I play in that position, Merino told TNT. Today was a tough game. We knew coming to play this team battling relegation it would be. But games like today are really good for the squad. Nwaneri is an amazing player. He is such a talent. I have been talking to him the whole season about supplying those kind of balls when I make late runs into the box. Arsenal are now unbeaten in 15 league games, winning 10 of those. their best run since they went 16 without a defeat in the 2010-11 campaign when Arsene Wenger was in charge. Leicester have now gone 17 league games since they last kept a clean sheet, and there were muted fan protests in the 14th minute of the game. And outside the stadium beforehand, that appeared to be aimed at Director of Football John Rudkin. Chances were few and far between in the first half, and two of the best fell to Leicester midfielder Wilfred Ndidi. His volley from the edge of the area was straight at Arsenal goalkeeper David Raya, before he flashed a header just wide of the post as the half drew to a close. Arsenal dominated possession at the start of the second half and began to have more touches in the Leicester box. The excellent Nwaneri saw his shot from the edge of the penalty area skim off the top of the crossbar, with the scoreline still at 0-0. Leicester's Bobby de Cordova-Reid looked to have a tap-in at the back post from Jordan Ayew's low cross, but Miles Lewis Skelly got a vital touch in the nick of time. Arsenal's frustrating afternoon continued when Rice fed Nwaneri, who drove into the box and unleashed a powerful shot that cannoned back off the post. But they finally found their winning goals from Marino, who may find himself in the striker role much more often by the end of the season, with Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka all long-term injury absentees. I think we did well for 80 minutes to take a result today, but you cannot lose concentration against those teams. It is easy for Marino to head it in. We have to do better in those situations. Leicester's Bilal El-Khanis said, "We were fighting all together as a team. We know we have to fight for each ball, and it's what we did for 80 minutes. It's hard to take." Tottenham Hotspur midfielder James Maddison's early goal was enough for his side to end a barren home run in the Premier League by beating fellow strugglers Manchester United 1-0 in an entertaining clash on Sunday. Maddison, back in the starting lineup after injury, tapped in a rebound from close range after 13 minutes to settle a contest in which both sides showed their frailties. Tottenham's first home league win for 105 days eased the pressure on their Australian manager Ange Postecoglou, with his team moving above United into 12th place with 30 points. United manager Ruben Amorim's tough start to life at Old Trafford continues though, and the Portuguese coach has now lost 8 of the 14 Premier League matches since he took charge. His side dropped to 15th with 29 points as they became the first United outfit to suffer defeats in a league double against Spurs since the 1989-90 season. I am not worried. I understand our fans, what the media think about it. I hate to lose. That feeling is the worst, Amorim said. I am confident in my work. The place in the table is my worry. I am not worried about me. It was another underwhelming display by the visitors, although they did have their chances, with Alejandro Garnacho wasting a golden opportunity in the first half. Tottenham's injury list is finally shrinking, and Postecoglou welcomed back first-choice goalkeeper Guglielmo Vicario and playmaker Maddison into his starting team, while Destiny Udogie, Wilson O'Dobbert and Brennan Johnson were all on the bench. In contrast, United's woes worsened this week with the news that the versatile Amad Diallo, one of the few bright sparks this season, is likely to be out for the rest of the campaign. United's bench resembled a youth team with 9 of them aged 19 or under. The home fans staged a pre-match protest against chairman Daniel Levy's running of the club, and while one victory will not cure the side's woes, it was a step in the right direction, having tumbled out of both domestic cups last week. It was important we won today, Postecoglou said. We've had it pretty tough for the past 2.5 months. We feel, and I certainly feel, there's a massive opportunity in the back half of the year. There are still 13 Premier League games left this season, while Spurs and United are Europa League favorites. United did have the game's first big chance, with Rasmus Højlund forcing a sharp save from Vicario, who then reacted well to keep out Garnacho's follow-up. Spurs took the lead when Son Heung-min's volleyed cross fell to Lucas Bergvall, whose shot was clawed away by Andre Onana into the path of Maddison, who converted from close range. Garnacho should have equalized soon after, but lifted his shot well over the bar with the goal at his mercy. Spurs' new signing Mathys Tel struggled up front and should have done better from a Jed Spence cross. The fragile nature of Tottenham's lead induced some nerves in the home ranks, and United began to grow in belief. Garnacho forced a fine saves from Vicario, who looked confident in his first game for nearly 3 months, while Joshua Zirkzee wastefully glanced a header wide of the target. Spurs held their lead though, as they enjoyed consecutive Premier League clean sheets for the first time in 16 months. Premier League leaders Liverpool extended their advantage to 7 points, with a trickier than expected 2-1 win over lowly Wolverhampton Wanderers at Anfield on Sunday, courtesy of goals from Luis Diaz and Mohamed Salah. Arne Slot's team had looked to be cruising at 2-0 after Diaz bundled in on 15 minutes and won a penalty later in the half for strike partner Salah to convert with ease. A 23rd league goal for the league's leading marksman. But Wolves, fighting for their lives near the bottom, gave them a few frights and punished Liverpool for a sloppy second half when Matheus Cunha curled a low shot brilliantly past Alisson in the 67th minute. In an edgy finale, Liverpool held on for the win, taking them to 60 points and still on track for the title, with nearest rivals Arsenal on 53. Both have 13 games left. "We just managed to dig deep," Liverpool defender Andy Robertson said. "The second half was a slog. Everyone gets nervous. But it's a massive win for us and another game down." Wolves are 17th on 19 points, to above the drop zone. Although Liverpool were far from their best, especially in a nervy second half, victory was a huge relief after a week of unusual slip-ups, including an FA Cup defeat by second-tier Plymouth and a last-gasp equalizer for Everton against them in the league. "We'd love to dominate for the full 90 minutes, but it is the Premier League, and Wolves can punish you and create dangerous moments against you. It says a lot. We kept fighting and kept going and got the 3 points," said Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk. "At times we were sloppy as well, and we couldn't keep the ball as well as we can." In the first half, the Reds looked comfortable after Diaz slotted home when Toda Gomez attempted clearance dropped kindly for him. The speedy Colombian was then brought down by Wolves goalkeeper Jose Sa for Salah to do what he always does: score easily from the spot. In the 37th minute, Cunha was by far Wolves' best player and had put a free kick just over before his glorious effort from outside the box had the away fans dreaming of a comeback. Wolves recently signed midfielder Marshall Munetsi, who saw a shot superbly saved by Alisson when one-on-one, said the players were proud of their second-half performance. "We created a lot of chances and made them uncomfortable." The second half was the identity of the team. "This is what the coach wants. This is something we have to keep doing." With a colossal fight against relegation to come, Wolves coach Vitor Pereira echoed that after so nearly matching the Premier League's best team,